Miss Steele is beginning her first year of full-time teaching at Hidden Talents Public School on a Year 4 class. The school is in a lower socio-economic area and the students have a reputation in the local community and within the school for being disruptive and difficult in the classroom. Miss Steele was determined to look beyond the opinions of others. On her first day with 4S, she wanted to walk into the classroom with an open mind and create an inclusive environment where all students felt welcome. Many of them, because of their home life, needed a place where they felt safe and stable, an aspect of their classroom which was previously missing. This became the main goal and what drove the beginnings of her pedagogy for 4S. Miss Steele believed that the best way to achieve this was by getting to understand her students. She remembered both the Australian professional standards of teaching and the quality teaching framework and the emphasis that each document placed on understanding students and what they brought to the classroom. She aimed to recognise 4S's virtual school bags. To do this, she used the first few weeks of term to get to know the students through games and discussion circles, giving the students the power to speak and be heard. She utilised lunch and recess to observe both the students and interact with them in an informal and friendly environment. And Miss Steele simply spoke to the students. She asked them about how their day was, their interests, and what they did or didn't enjoy about school. As she was discovering students' virtual school bags, Miss Steele recognised a diverse and complex classroom, filled with a multitude of different individuals with different goals and aspirations, contrasting to what is perceived by the local community. Alarmingly, however, Miss Steele realised that many of these students had low self-esteem and self-worth as a direct result of the deficit discourses that surrounded them. Miss Steele struggled with understanding why these students were perceived so poorly and with what she could do to help them have more positive learning experiences. Over the holidays, Miss Steele began researching different ways she could do this. She reached out to her old university lecturers and spoke to the leadership team in Hidden Talents about improving the school experiences of 4S and working against the deficit discourse. Then it hit her. She needed to use the virtual school bags to implement and inform the turnaround pedagogies of the classroom. Miss Steele knew that she wanted to give the students power to incorporate their own experiences. She focused on students' strengths when planning and implementing her lessons. She created action plans for each student with each student. This included their own goals for the term and what they and Miss Steele could actively do to achieve those goals. The students oversaw their own space. The walls around the classroom were designed and decorated to their own taste, with resources they created or chose. Their interests were included and the walls were filled with their own art. The order that lessons were completed in was decided by the students each day, providing 4S with ownership over their learning. She used the knowledge and strengths of their students to alter the lessons and units of work that had already been created. In her maths lessons, as many of the students did not work well in a traditional classroom, 4S performed their maths lessons outside, using chalk to write on the concrete. Miss Steele brought in stools and exercise balls for the students to sit on, allowing them to move around more freely in the classroom. She found that many of the students had an interest in the Premier League, so they did narrative and persuasive writing based on their favourite teams. Students showed an interest in gardening, so they incorporated teamwork to build and grow vegetables. Miss Steele found that slowly, 4S began to be more involved at school. They were smiling in the classroom and interacting in a positive way with each other and the teacher. Miss Steele reflected at the end of Term 2 at how her class had changed since the beginning of school. Starting off as an unmotivated group of children, 4S has begun to form into a group of people willing to come to school and learn. She realised that the key to understand what students brought to school in their virtual school bags. Their knowledge and experience from their lives outside of school and utilising their strengths to inform the teaching practices and decisions that she makes. Giving these students power in the classroom was essential to getting them excited about learning, as many of their life experiences, because of their home life, negatively affected them because they were things which they could not control. Miss Steele aims to implement her turnaround pedagogies across the entire school, but first she needs to focus on helping 4S, as although they are doing immensely well, this is only the beginning of their journey.